Hello and welcome back to the Wolfe Den. I'm your host, Loza Wolf, and today we're going to be diving into the game Magic Book Auto Battler. Now, this is a game that is planned to be released soon. Really, it's planned to be released in about a month and a couple of days, so January 15th, at the time of the release of this video. And it's been a really fun game. I've tried it out for about an hour or two. This way I know the mechanics and how to actually approach a gameplay and kind of be able to showcase all that this game has to offer. Now, if you are new to the channel, every day I go through and I look for something new to showcase. This way you can make an informed decision on whether or not you want to either try out a demo that I've showcased, potentially add it to a wish list, or even buy a game outright. Now, as always, we are going to give this a good 30-minute video. This way you have a decent amount of video to kind of watch and make your own informed decision on. And yeah, so without further ado, let's go ahead and jump into this game. Now, if you are new, consider subscribing. This way you don't miss out on future videos just like this one. All right, so let's go ahead and start a new game. And so we got two options for the demo. We've got a fast version where you end up just fighting 2 random bosses. And then we have a standard version where you end up fighting 4 random bosses. We're going to do the standard. This way we can get a little bit more gameplay and kind of build a good synergized team. I do have an idea of what I want to do as far as a team, and I'll show you what that looks like in just a second. Down here we have different levels of difficulty up to chaos, and each one has its own benefits, which you can unlock. Let's go back. You can unlock in this talent tree and purchase this stuff to help you on future runs. So there is a little bit of replayability just with that in a sense. All right, so let's go ahead and jump into a new game. Let's go over to standard and let's do a normal game. So I'm believing that Fate would be easy, this would be normal, this would be hard, and this would be like super hard. All right, so let's start with just like a normal pace. Now we are going to get after the game starts, we'll obtain a special character. So I'll show you what that looks like once we jump into the game. Now, if we do standard, we do get to pick kind of like our loadout for what kind of weapons we want to show up in the beginning stages of the game. And for what I want to do, I kind of want to do a melee, like paladin, healer kind of synergized team to where I don't have to rely on a mage class to heal. I can just get all my heals straight from this class right here. All right, and they change their abilities based on their weapons that they're wearing. All right, so we've got this cross shield, and what happens is it attacks 4 enemies within close range, and it restores a portion of the health of nearby allies every second. So this is where I'm going to get all of my heals, or my heal over time, as I'm progressively tackling different waves of enemies. So we're definitely going to take this in our build. And then we just need a bunch of close range classes. This way they're all getting this benefit of being close enough to get that heal. So I'm going to grab this skeleton shield. This is kind of like if you ever played Maple Story, it reminds me of a page class where you can kind of reflect the damage back to your enemy, which is really nice. If I can keep healing and then keep reflecting their damage, I mean, they kind of kill themselves basically. All right, so we're going to do that. We don't really need this shield. But we are going to grab this dragon totem because this is another guard class. So you'll notice underneath where it says skeleton shield, it says guard. And as you progressively get more and more equipment and upgrade it in those specific areas, you get kind of buffs that go along with that class. And I'll show you what that looks like when we actually jump in the game. So I'm looking for just guard stuff. We could grab this one just so we have it, but I don't really need a taunt if I'm just going to be healing everything anyways, and I want them to attack this guy rather than the guy that doesn't get a reflect damage. So we're going to take the dragon totem. We'll pick up just some miscellaneous random weapons that would go kind of in melee range. Majority of my build or my synergized team is just going to be revolving around these 2 items. All right, I'll show you what that looks like once we get in here further. So that's mage. We can grab some more weapons. We could come down here. There's nothing else unlocked, but you can unlock these as you progressively play through the demo, which is nice. So if you end up finding one of these, I think it unlocks, and then you're able to use it in your next run progressively as you continue to keep playing the demo. All right, so let's just grab all of the warrior stuff. We've got 2 more spots, so let's grab a crystal shield. And let's just grab a dagger of sorts. Let's do, so we've got, this one does what? So it deal damage equal to 4.5 times your strength to one enemy and enter a 5 seconds frenzy state. All right, with a 50% chance to stun the enemy with each attack. So that's nice. Frenzy state, immune to knockback and knock up. Attack speed increased by 100%. So that's nice. So we get attack speed. This one, I believe, gives vulnerability. Okay. And this one does more damage based on whether or not the enemy was knocked back. So we don't have any like bleed or poison. So we could grab one of these daggers that kind of adds to one of those. So we've got bleed, we've got poison, we got fire damage. I think we're going to go with 2.5 times agility. So these are all agility weapons. Let's just do the burn. All right. And that way we can go and jump into the game. We're not going to use it necessarily. We're just going to use these first two. All right. Let's go ahead and jump in and let's see what our first loadout looks like. All right. So we do have a couple of different classes. Now this is similar to Dwarves, Glory, Loot, and Death. If you've ever seen that video that I made, if you haven't, definitely check it out. So you can kind of see the similarities between the two. And what's going to happen is right now we've got 9 out of 9 health for our magic book. All right, in a sense. And if that runs out and it goes down to 0, we lose the game. All right, and I believe if you, every time you lose a round, you lose 3 health on your magic book, which you can get back in fights that you can randomly get. And I'll show you what that looks like in a second. All right, so we're not going to grab any agility classes. We're looking for warriors is what we're looking for. All right, we don't need a mage healer. We are going to pick this up because this is a kind of like a tank class. It does have increased maximum health if we get both pieces. So we need the helmet and the shoulder pads. So we're going to grab the mechanical heavy helm. We're going to refresh. Looking for, we do need this for our build. We could potentially grab this just so we have it if we don't end up finding anything else. And we're still looking for a warrior. We could potentially grab this, but really we're just looking for the health. We're not looking for strength because we're not going to use any warriors, or we're not going to use like a, I guess a berserker class. So yeah, so let's see, what can we grab here? We could grab another dragon totem, so we have shields again. Okay, so we'll grab it. Let's see. We really need another warrior. All right, and this is what I was talking about. So this is a way that you can get your health points back for your book. Necessarily, I don't know exactly. I haven't really done this portion yet, but we could potentially try it out. I think it adds to your max book health. This way you can survive an extra round. So if you beat this, you basically get to survive an extra round if you lose a round. All right, so still no warriors. Let's skip through this really quick. All right, so we got another warrior. All right, so Iron Blood Constitution. During combat, defense value is increased by an additional 10%. So that's nice. So we'll grab him. Let's see if we can grab one more. If we can find it, we'll take that shield. And our refresh cost is going up. So we probably just need to go ahead and take a fight. Let's just go ahead and take this fight. And we've got 2 warriors. Upon victory, earn 2.5 interest in gold with a maximum cap of 1,000 gold. So we'll throw this on him because he doesn't have a helmet yet. We'll give him the shield and we'll switch this guy out with another shield. All right, so they're both going to rock this shield, and let's just see what the fight looks like. All right, and you'll see up here in the top left, we do get a buff because we have a decent amount of guard gear equipped. And so we'll get an increased 10% health just from that buff. And I'll show you what that looks like in a second. ×2 is the fastest it'll go. Unfortunately, I wish it could go a little bit faster. This way we can kind of speed through some of these runs. But you'll notice that I'm constantly getting health right now. All right, so it's really, in the early stages, it's really impossible almost to be knocked out with all this extra health. All right, so we got a little bit of gold. Just kind of looking at this first one. We get a free refresh every time. I'm going to go to the book. This way you can kind of see what it looks like. So you'll notice as we get more and more guard gear, this keeps going up, so we keep getting more and more buffs for the guard class. All right, so our next one is at 150 total points, and we'll get a 10% damage reduction, which goes really nice with that synergy of getting constant health back. So we don't have to mitigate that much damage because we'll heal it back. And then so forth and so on, all the way up to this highest one. All right, and that one you would have to end up upgrading all of your guard gear to pretty high levels of either epic or legendary standard. All right, so let's go ahead and just refresh for our free one. All right, our next one's only 10. We could grab this for just a white item that we can use for fodder. I think we're going to do this one. This one will reduce the cost of upgrading our shop. And upgrading the shop is really, really important. This way you can get better items popping up in higher grade or higher levels of items, I guess I should say. So instead of just like the white items that you can get maybe potentially is it yellow or green? I think it's like a greenish yellow color. And then from there, it goes to blue and then purple. So I think we're going to grab this one. All right, we didn't grab anybody new, so we're just going to run with this still. All right, let's just see what we can do. Well, we could end up potentially losing this first round. We'll see in just a second. All right, so we did get knocked out. All right, but that's okay. It's okay to lose. All right, so you'll see down here, we lost 3 of our health for our magic book. So we only have 6 more health. And if we lose 2 more times, the game's over. Okay, so we really need another warrior to kind of round out our build. All right, 300. We only have about 300. So we'll take him. Let's go to our classes. Let's put him over here. Let's go ahead and start throwing on our mechanical helm stuff. And let's give him this item right here. All right, and that puts us at 150. So it's going to reduce the damage we take. And now we're just looking for a fight. So let's take out this group so we get the extra 100. And let's just see if we can make it through this one. All right, so what's nice about the totem is after it goes through and it gets all of its mana, it'll give some shields to, I believe, up to 2 allies. So that'll help mitigate some of the damage as well. And kind of give them a chance to heal back up any damage that was given. All right, you're going to see this synergy kind of take off once we get more and more warriors in the group. All right, so we don't need this shield. We're just going to grab this. This way we can continue to lower this down. So hopefully we can knock this one out. What do we got? We got a mage and we've got a tank. So this is the same build that we lost to a second ago, but let's just see what happens. All right, even with just that one extra person. Okay, so that one person made a big difference. I don't know that he'll have enough damage to take out all 3. So we should end up winning this round. So that's really nice. All right, so we've already redeemed ourselves from that first loss. And we gained a little bit extra gold. This would be nice. Because that means that I could put it on. So I could put this on one of the, I guess, the paladins. The ones that heal and attack. Because every time you attack, you throw out a heal to everyone around you. So that could be nice. I think I don't have enough gold for it anyways, so I'll just have to skip it. So let's take that and let's go to lowering the cost of our next upgrade. So we want to increase monster HP for this, or do we want to increase monster attack speed? I think we're going to go, because this has a made, no, this has a physical. Okay, so either one would be fine. Let's do this one. All right, so we got another helmet. We'll throw that on this guy, and we'll just keep going. What would be really nice if we could find that skeleton shield and get another warrior going. This way we can kind of start reflecting some of the damage back at our enemies while we're kind of healing up. All right, in just a few minutes, I'm going to show you how to start upgrading your gear as well when we get to the forge. And this is going to get a little bit faster the more people we get going in this too. So it's not going to take as long to get through these rounds. All right, so we gained 160 gold. That's good. We could potentially do this one for the weapon, which I think we're going to do. Let's look at the forge real quick. All right, so I can get rid of the stuff that the guys were wearing and kind of get some fodder or these synthesis to upgrade our current like gear. All right, so let's go ahead and do that. Each one of the swords gives us 2 from their base sets, which is nice because you only need 6 to upgrade any of the items just by himself. All right, so if I go back to the forge, I can throw this in here, and you'll notice that it takes 6 to upgrade it to the next quality. All right, so now it went up in quality, so we're gonna actually get more healing off of this now too. All right, so let's see if we can get rid of some more. How much do I get for this? Just 1, and this one I'll get 1. So I don't have enough to upgrade the other shield, which is okay. And let's just go ahead and let's try to take out this one so we can get that extra item. Oh, never mind. I refreshed it. Dang. Got to be careful on the refresh so you don't actually accidentally rotate the possibilities to the next thing. All right, so because I did that, let's just go ahead and switch through a little bit. I think we're going to go with the extra gold. This way we can get some more money going. This guy's going to be an issue because it does damage to the front line. And that's all we have is we have just a front line. So it's going to do all damage to everyone there. We could, let's just rotate again. We did get a warrior and we have 500. We could take this guy. All right, so let's do that. We're going to throw this on him because we don't have anything else to throw on him. All right, and then we'll just pick one of these. Let's do this because we're still looking for our shoulder pads for the mechanical heavy gear. All right, and let's just see what happens. All right, you'll notice that I'm healing about 133 with that yellowish green quality item. All right, which is really good. It's basically double what I was doing earlier. All right, we should win this pretty easily. Now, I said that last time, and I ended up getting wrecked by the mage, but there's no mage on this one, so I think I should be fine. All right, and then what else is going to happen? Just like in the Dwarves, Glory, and Loot, on the Dwarves game, it had these little markers that told you if you push them back far enough, you would end up winning regardless. On this one, however, when you reach a certain time limit, there's no... it takes away your ability to regenerate. So these guys, as they're slowly regenerating their health, that would go away, and then we wouldn't get any regeneration either. So it just whoever would win first. Which I think we're going to be able to see that because I don't know that by the time it gets to it, if we'll be able to knock them out yet. And the biggest issue is we keep knocking them back, so that distance that we have to close every time, that allows them to heal. And that's why we're not making any progress up here. All right, so it should jump to, yeah, so untreatable. And there we go. So at the 3-minute mark, that's when that happens. All right, so we get a chance to pick a relic. And I think, what do we want to do? So start with full mana. We could potentially do that for our skeleton shield, but we don't have a skeleton shield yet. Increase skill damage by 20%. After casting a skill, gain additional 10% increase in skill damage for 5 seconds. I think we're going to go with the crystal necklace. This way, after 20 seconds, we increase all of our stats. All right, and we'll put that on. Who do we want to put that on? All right, we also get one of these blessings as well, and this just happens throughout the rest of the run. All right, so we have this all classes blessing. All right, allies bleeding damage. We don't do bleeding damage, so we don't even need this. Um, at the start, apply a 15% damage increase to allies at the front. All right, we do have everybody in the front, so we could potentially grab this because that means 3 of the people that are in the front will get a 15% increase in damage. We could grab this one. I guess that would be nice, but I mean, they're constantly healing anyway, so I think we're gonna go with this one for the increase in damage. All right, let's go ahead and hit our refresh once, see what we can get. All right, so I think we're just gonna grab this one just so we can get that extra gold. We don't need that. Let's throw this on our guy that has our upgraded cross shield. And let's see, let's go back to the items. We're gonna buy this just so we can fodder it. All right, and that's gonna give us enough to upgrade another item. All right, so that'll give us 6. All right, so if I go back to our people, we're gonna upgrade our other shield. All right, and that's gonna give us 133 on both characters constantly, and that's gonna help us kind of make it through this fight. All right, so let's look at this next fight, see how we do. All right, and after 20 seconds, our front guy is going to get a buff, which he should have already gotten now. So we should see a increase on damage being dealt. We saw 187 is about the highest I've seen. All right, so we got a little bit of gold off of that one. Let's see what else we can find. We could grab this one, so we have the green synthesis crystals, but you need 6 in order to upgrade outright. Otherwise, you need duplicates of that same item at the same quality or the same the same quality in order to upgrade from there. All right, so let's just refresh this. We do have another warrior. We have enough for it, so we are going to grab him, and we're also going to grab this helmet. All right, and there's the mechanical shoulders we needed, but we'll just have to deal with what we got for right now. All right, we don't have a new weapon for him, but we can throw this shield on him, and we've got this to fodder later. All right, so let's pick. We have enough to refresh once. All right, so that's good. Let's grab one of these, and let's just try it. All right, so it looks like we've got the decrease in damage, and then because we do have the one guy that has the sword right now, we are getting a strength increase of 15%, which wouldn't be a bad idea if you kind of do a mixture of both the guard class and the warrior class, so you can get the damage increase and the tankiness. So that would be nice. Don't really need an archer. Don't really need just 2. Let's refresh it. We do have a shield. We're going to take this shield, and that's going to go on one of our guys. Let's grab this. And after we get done with this fight, we'll be able to upgrade. Give that to this guy. And let's switch him over. Lifesteal 5%, so that's not bad. Lifesteal 10% chance to cause bleeding. Okay. Let's just do this fight and see what happens. All right, so when this guy gets full mana, he's going to start reflecting all the damage back to, or not all of it, but 50% of the damage back to our enemies. So that should help. Now, if it takes us up to 3 minutes, it's going to be interesting to see who's going to win, because we're both going at up to full each time. So who knows? All right, so we still got 2 more minutes. I wish again that this would go a little bit faster. While this is going through, I will mention that, I mean, the artwork and art style for this game looks really good. For a side scroller that's 2D, I mean, it looks really great. I do like the cosmetics that's in the back, where it's kind of like a spooky shipwreck haven, to where all these shipwrecks are in the background. So yeah, the lighting looks really good too. If you look at like the lighting effects from the lanterns that are in the back, the almost like poisonous looking water underneath the dock looks pretty good, which you would kind of almost just like expect if you're fighting all this like rat class. You would kind of think that you'd be in like a sewer kind of area, so that kind of goes off of this like greenish color. All right, let's see who wins. All right, so we knocked him out, so good. All right, so we gained 320 gold, and we have enough to where we can upgrade. Let's make sure we don't need anything here, because when you hit these upgrade button, it's going to switch out everything that's in your screen for new items. All right, so we upgraded. It's going to cost 2,500 to get to the next upgrade. Let's see, we don't need a healer. All right, we don't need that. We don't need that. Refresh. And now we're going to start seeing this green quality item pop up. We could grab these two just for fodder. We don't have a ton of gold though, so I'm going to hold off on that for right now, because we are looking for specific stuff. All right, so let's re-roll. We could grab this to kind of discount our upgrade cost for the next one. But we're looking for our shoulders, so we can get that additional buff of 10% health. All right, I don't want to use up all of our gold just refreshing. So we're just going to grab this one just so we can start on our next fight, and maybe on the next shop that we go to, it'll have some good stuff in it. All right, so we lost one of our totem bearers, but we only have one more enemy, so I think we're going to be okay. Now, another thing that's nice about this game too is that even if one of your guys dies in a fight, they automatically revive on the next one. So you don't have to worry about, okay, I got to replace this guy with a brand new person and kind of build that person back up to where that other guy was. All right, so still not finding it. We do see this, so we can increase our healing, or received a 25 increase to healing effects. So that would be nice to throw on any of them, because they're all benefiting from that paladin hot or heal over time that's constantly happening. Let's try to refresh again. All right, so we have a choice. We could pick this up. It's an upgraded version of one of those totems that we're using. Or do I refresh? I think I'm going to take it, and let's just go ahead and do this fight. We'll replace one of our totems, and we have enough that we can start breaking down this stuff. Now, there is another option. So if you want to recast something, you can just throw up 3 random items, and it'll recast it to either a random item of the same quality or an upgraded quality to the next tier. So there's a chance that you could upgrade your gear just doing that, and you'll get random items that maybe aren't potentially available yet. So that's a good way of kind of getting something that maybe you don't see until later on in the game. All right, but for right now, we're just going to break down the stuff for fodder. This way we can just upgrade outright. All right, and we'll save this in case we do need a couple of those to upgrade. But we have 5. No, we're just going to have to break it down. All right, so I broke it down this way. We have 6. And the reason why is because I want to upgrade this shield. All right, and the reason why I want to do that is this way we can reflect more damage. All right, now instead of reflecting 50%, we're reflecting 60%. All right, and we also increase we also additionally inflict damage equal to 50% of one's own defense. All right, so that's good. All right, so let's go ahead and throw this back on this guy. We did go up another rank in our guard tier. All right, so that's going to give us this next buff. All right, when taking damage, reduce the attacker's damage by 10% for 5 seconds. So we're constantly going to be taking damage. So that means that we're constantly going to be keeping our attacker's damage reduced by 10%, which is nice. All right, every time that this guy's mana fills up, we're going to start reflecting a good portion of their damage right back to them. All right, so one's down. We got 2 more to go. All right, 1 more to go. And done. All right, so we get another choice for item. When a normal attack critically hits, we don't really do criticals, at least not very often. So this one will be kind of lost on us. Strength increased by 20% and normal attack still damage equal to strength times 1, or yeah, strength times 1. Ignores physical defense. This is probably what we're going to go with, just because the other two don't really kind of go with the synergy that I'm kind of going with, or the team. All right, so let's just go ahead and refresh this. Refresh. Oh, every 10 seconds, knockbacks and stuns the enemy that dealt damage to you. That could be good. All right. We're going to see a bunch of these later on, so we're just going to skip this for right now. We do have another shield. We're going to take that up. And we're still looking for our shoulder pads. We do have another one of these shields, so we're going to take that up. All right, and now we just got to find somebody to fight. We do have another one of these shields, so we're going to take that up as well. And let's just pick one of these two. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to replace those two with these shields. All right, and that's going to allow us to reflect and do more damage as well, because I think these 2 healing is enough for right now. And we're also going to throw this on this guy up front. We do need a shoulder pad of some sort, because he's missing out on just stats in general. So he doesn't have any strength, will stat. He doesn't have any stamina. So yeah. All right, so now we're reflecting a lot of their damage right back to them, which is also going to be really nice when we get to the first boss fight. If it is the boss that does a lot of physical damage, we can reflect 60% of the damage he does to us right back at him. All right, beat that one. Got 320 gold. Still haven't seen the shoulder pads, so we're just going to keep refreshing. We do have another one of these shields. We're going to grab it because we can technically upgrade if we have 3 of the same quality or tier of item. Oh, there we go. So there's the first shoulder pad. Let's just grab this one for the extra gold. And we're going to throw this on this guy. So he'll get the increased maximum health by 10% for that. All right, so his health right now is 2,700, 2,700, 2,900, 1,700, 1,700. All right, we do have another one of these shields. We don't have any fodder, though, so we can't really do anything with it. So let's just go ahead and do this fight and see what we can do. It almost looks like, honestly, I feel like the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles should be popping out at any moment. Or if you've ever played, shoot, what was that pirate game from like forever ago? Oh man, Monkey's Island. I feel like that has a Monkey's Island feel to it as well, like that background. All right, so let's refresh. All right, so we have a chance for reducing this down. We do need more warriors to kind of fill out our our team, I guess you would say, or our roster. But we haven't been running into very many. All right, now this one's nice. All right, this one gives us 5 of those, so we only need one more to upgrade a green quality to a blue quality. So we're definitely going to take this one. I don't have anything extra to do to this, so we're just going to go ahead and run with it. Hopefully we have enough to actually take out these guys. All right, unfortunately, this run, one of the downsides was it's going to mute us or silence us to where we can't use our skills. So we're not going to be able to send back any damage that they're doing to us back to them. But I'm hoping, I mean, we're going to go all the way to the 3-minute marker. I'm hoping at 3 minutes, we'll be out damaging them to where we can kind of knock them out really quick. So this is going to be a little bit longer of a fight than I really wanted to. But we are going to be getting those 5 synthesis crystals that we can use to upgrade potentially one of our skull shields or one of our healing shields. So one of those 2 shields we can upgrade. All right, so just a little under a minute left of this round, and then we'll be able to move forward from here. So I'm taking it based on how fast these rounds are going. We are going to be making this a little bit longer of a video. We are already past our 30-minute threshold, which is okay. This way we can kind of see the full, I guess, depth of the game that's available to us just in the demo, or I want to showcase to you all. So we are going to at least get to this first boss. This way you can kind of see what it looks like. So we've got a couple more fights to go. We got one more actually. So that would be maybe a good point to end it. We'll see once we get to that spot. All right, so let's refresh this. We do get another warrior, which is nice because we need one. We're going to take him regardless of what he does. And let's go to our warriors. All right, so we got him. Let's go ahead and throw this shield on him. That gives us this to fodder. Or actually, we should probably add another one of these shields. So it's 3 and 3, and that'll kind of help us kind of mitigate some damage. Let's go to the forge. All right, so we can go ahead and get rid of this sword. All right, that'll give us 2. We could potentially get rid of this. All right, and we can get rid of this, and that'll give us our 6. All right, so that means that I can take 2 of these, throw them in here, and that will give us enough to upgrade this shield. So now we've got 2 green quality skeleton shields, and then we can take one of these cross shields and just straight upgrade it to the next level with the 6 that we had from that last fight, or the 5 plus that one that we just got. All right, so now let's find a fight. Oh, we could get another one. I wish we had enough gold. All right, so let's find a fight. One that's worth our time. Now all the warriors come out. Nice. All right, here's another shield. We're going to grab it. All right, there's another shield. And let's just take this fight. All right, so this means that I can upgrade this shield because we have all 3 now. It won't cost any synthesis crystals. We can just do it for 0. All right, so that just turns into a green quality. All right, so we're going to do a decent amount of healing now, which is going to definitely help us out when we get to that first boss. All right, we are not silenced this time, so we are going to reflect a decent amount of damage back to them this time too. All right, we can't forget about that 15% damage increase after 30 seconds. right, even if this takes up to 3 minutes, we're still going to end up knocking these out. These are just healers. I wish you could click on them and see what they are. But yeah, they're just healing classes. All right, so a little under a minute left of this fight, and then we will progress to the boss. All right, here we go. All right, so that's one down. There's another one down. And just one more. All right, there we go. All right, so we got a beetle helmet. We've got some gold. All right, we'll do our first refresh. We do get a green one of those, so we'll take that. There's a warrior. We definitely don't have enough gold for it, so we're just looking for gear. 2 shoulders, yes sir. We could grab this shield in case we find another one. Oh man, I wish we had enough gold for that. Okay, we are gonna take this, and we'll just pick this guy. All right, so what do we got? We got this that we can use, this that we can use. All right, so those are going to be fodder. We can change out one of the helmets. We'll change it on our front guy. We do have 2 helmets here, so we can turn this one. Or do we replace this one? We're still pretty far off of our next upgrade. So what we're going to do is we're going to throw this helmet on this guy. Right? It's the same class because it didn't change any of the talent tree. All right, so we're going to change these 2 plus this one into a green quality. Okay. And then if we fodder these 3 plus having these 2, we should have enough to upgrade it to green quality as well. All right. Putting those 2 up, now we only have 3. Boom. All right, so that's how we upgrade gear on this game. All right, so we've got all our weapons up to green quality. We do have some of our armor up to green quality, and we have some sets built. All right, so we got a full set here, full set here, and full set here that increase their health by 10%, which is really nice. All right, so they're at 4,000, 3,000, and 2,000. Okay. Let's go ahead and fight our first boss. Now, just keep in mind that there are 4 bosses on the standard mode. So this is a decent amount of content that you actually get to play through in just the demo. All right, and as you can see, as these 3 use their skills, every time he attacks us, he's going to take a good chunk of health from himself, basically. All right, and then they're also healing themselves all the way up. Don't have to worry about the health being knocked down, and he's just slowly getting chunked away. All right, so that was the first boss. Normal attacks deal an additional 10% of your maximum health, which is nice because we get that 10% increased health. So we're definitely going to take this one. So 20% chance to cause bleed. Okay. Ignores physical defense. We already have one of these. Let's grab this one. All right, and we grab some green items from that fight as well. And we also get a blessing. All right, before the battle starts, recover 5% of maximum health every second for the first 20 seconds. So that's nice. That'll be a nice mitigation for the first 20 seconds of a fight. So that'd be good in like a boss scenario. At the start, increase health of 2 allies in the front by 15%. This is nice because we also just grabbed that relic that does 10% of your maximum health additional damage. So that would be really nice to synergize with that. But it's random. All right, so I don't know which 2 allies of the 2 allies at the front. So I'm thinking this is, all right, so on our roster, All right, we have 2 people in the front. I think it's those 2. So as long as I put that relic on one of the 2 in the front, this will definitely help out. All right, the 4 allies on the right side gain a buff. Allies bleeding damage, so we don't do bleeding damage. We do have one class that has a chance to do bleeding damage on basic attacks, but it's not enough to actually focus on just this kind of blessing. So we're definitely going to grab this one. All right, we did get 2 of these shields, so we're going to take that. Our next boss is not until level 30. All right, we're currently on 16. So we might not end up making it all the way there. So let's throw this on our front runner. All right, these would be ending up being fodder. We could potentially use that at some point. All right, so let's do one more fight and just see what we can get from these couple of shop rerolls. Grab that shield, grab that shield, grab that shield. And you'll notice that I'm slowly grabbing all the stuff I need to upgrade. All right, so we've got 2. So if I go back to my people, I can grab this guy's shield, and that would give me 3 to upgrade to the next quality, which would be that blue. All right, so his shield's upgraded now. We have 2 of these. We don't have a third, and we have 2 of these. We don't have a third. I think I'm gonna put it this way because there's 3 going down in this column. So yeah, I don't have that much more gold left, so let's just pick one. We'll do one last fight, and I'll kind of give my closing thoughts on the game after this fight. I mean, look at that health that we're gaining back. I think I see a 252, 253 somewhere there. So that's just constant. Every time they hit something, they're constantly giving health back to the people around them, and that's his front 3. The other 3 are just reflecting damage constantly, so which is nice. All right, so let me go back to the main screen. Let's go ahead and just exit out of here. And it's nice. So if you exit out of it, you can resume it at any time. So you'll notice that I have 2 games going. This is the one we just started. So we're on 17. This is the one I started earlier. So Magic Book Auto Battler. Definitely a fun game. Does definitely have a ton of replayability. I just kind of went through and I kind of made up kind of a synergized build with the cross shield and the skeleton shield. You don't have to do that. You could make a full scale like meta or normal like team build, which would have like a mage, a healer, a tank, a warrior, an archer, some assassins in there. So you could do them all, or you could kind of specialize just like I did on this run. Definitely, if you want to check out this game, I will leave a link in the description below. It was really fun. I've spent a little bit of time on it now, and yeah, I mean, it's like I said, it's definitely a lot of replayability. It does release January 15th, 2025, or that's the planned release date. So if you do enjoy the demo when you get a chance to play it, if you decide to buy the game, let me know in the comments. Let me know that you ended up purchasing the game, and let me know how much different it is from the actual demo. It is something I potentially may add to a wish list. This way, in the future, when I go back, I may end up purchasing the game, or seeing maybe if the developer will send me a code, I could play the actual full version and kind of give you an idea of what to expect from the full version. But other than that, I am Loza Wolf, and I look forward to showcasing more videos for you in the future that will hopefully give you an informed decision on whether or not you want to add something to a wish list, play a demo, or even buy a game. So definitely consider subscribing. Other than that, I will definitely see you in the next video.
Game every night, we all lose or we'll fight. Brothers in hand, keep the levels in sight. I bet you to the stream, level up the scene. On the grind, never stop, living out the dream. Press the button fast, come to each press. Friends on my side, putting skills to the test. A virtual reality with every new theme. Join the community, part of the team.